This is the Nakamichi TA-2A. It's the, they call it a tuner amplifier as opposed to a receiver, but it works on the same principle as a receiver in the fact that you have a tuner, a preamp, and a power amp all in one unit with the ability to attach other components to it. I like these Nakamichi amplifiers or tuner amps or receivers, whatever you want to call them. They're sort of an entry level into the high Nakamichi sound. Now Nakamichi, the engineers of Nakamichi, from what I understand, didn't appreciate the sound of the regular output capacitors that a lot of the other receivers have, so they built their own. So these have their own output capacitors in there, and it does sound great, I must admit. So I've kept this now, moved it into my main system, and I'm using this in conjunction with the Nakamichi BX100 over there, and I'm powering these Yamahas, the monitors that I talked about in another video. And it does have a really nice sound for my ears. I really enjoy it. So the 1A is 35 watts per channel. I think the 2A is like 60 watts per channel on this. And let's just go through it quickly. It has the same sort of look as the other Nakamichis in the sense that it's a nice black finish with gold font. The TA-2A high definition tuner amplifier up there, and down here Strasis inherently stable uniform impedance amplifier. God, that sounds wonderful. But really, I don't know what it is. I'd have to look that up, Google it, and try to figure out what it all is, what we're referring to. So you have your power button here. When you power up, you have a flash there until the relay does its check and clicks in, and then you can hear it clicking in. You can run your, it's sort of backwards from what you normally expect. Normally off is far over here on the left hand side, but it's over here on the right hand side. So you have off, speaker A, speaker B, and speaker A and B there. And on this side you have the recording out selector, which is unique. Yeah, I've seen it, I can't remember where I've seen that before, but I have seen that on another, maybe it was a Techniques. I think it was the Professional Techniques series, the 900 and the 9000, the 9010, the 9060, that sort of thing, I think. So for the recording out selectors, you have your tuner on the far left, CD, or completely off, should have it off now, and your phono, and then video. You have a video input on this because it was built, I think, in the late 80s or the 90s, and video was a contender at that point. And then you have your selectors over here, your phono, CD, tuner, your video, and your tape. Over here you have your auto mute button. It's quite small, it's very easy to miss. If you have it on and it sounds a bit weak, you don't notice it, this is something to pay attention to. The outer knob of the volume is your speaker selector, your speaker balance from your left to right, rotating back and forth, and then your volume knob. There's no clicking in it, it's just a smooth rotation. Now, Nakamichi being Nakamichi has its loudness as a variable loudness, so you can control it as in a dial from 0 to 10. It's not just a simple button, which I like because you can play a little bit more with that depending on what your volume in the room and how your speakers sound in the room. Then over here, you do have the option to run it flat and turn, it's bass into treble, and you have the option to run it flat, turning it on or off. On is recessed in, and then you can adjust your bass and then your treble. These click into center, but other than that, there's no clicking going on. Then on this far side here, you have your phono jack. It's a fairly large amp. It goes all the way, I'd say about 14 inches back, and about, yeah, it's longer than it is wide. Compared to the, I don't know if you can see it, you can't see it, so I'm not going to talk about it. And then up here you have all, I didn't talk about this because I very rarely listen to the radio, but you have all your options for your tuning into your stations that you like. And you can do it manually, and you can save the ones that you like, put them into memory, and then your tuning mode if you once you find it. And this does have a remote control with it. I unfortunately do not have the remote control, but I am on the lookout for it. Thanks for watching. That's the Nakamichi TA-2A high definition tuner amplifier.